At what age is it concerning to be single, guys? This is an important topic. It's a remake, and I've gained more experience, but I want to share with you. The age where it's concerning to be single is 25. Let me tell you. Because if you have no love prospects by 25, you're wasting your prime. At 25, you can still bag the college chicks, right? You're not too old for them, and it's a good age gap where they view you as a leader, like leadership role by default. You got more experience, and they assume you got your life together. I hope so. But you're not young enough for like the 30-year-olds, right? If you're good looking at 25 for the 30-year-old, 28-year-olds in their doctorate program, you have a good chance, especially if you're well developed. But you're in your prime, so you got a big pool of options of women who are still malleable to follow your lead and have kids. Now, I'm not saying to wait. In fact, it's ideal to find the love of your life or start a family early as possible, because the more time you spend with your kids, the better it is for you, and you're not going to regret it. But here's another reason, guys. Do not fall into this red pill propaganda where you got to date a lot of girls so you can find the one. If you're just sleeping around, you're wasting your time, guys. I was extremely promiscuous from the ages of 16 to 21, and I stopped after that. And I dated some of the baddest chicks, the most mamacitas you can imagine. And I think all of them now are either married or have kids, guys. So they were quality women. They're not a bunch of hoes. Now they probably were with me, right? But I was into this bullshit propaganda that these red pill YouTubers from the early 2020s, polluted so many us young men at the time to like date a lot of chicks so you can get more experience. These guys on the internet are a bunch of fucking losers that are just trying to get your money, guys. The real advice, the real way to win that I've seen my peers do, I've seen it in real life and I've lived it. You want to find your wife early as possible so you don't waste time meddling around and destroying your own integrity and bullshit, guys. Now, if you're dating a lot of chicks because it's naturally easy for you to attract women and you're not just leading them on and you're actually looking for your best option, that's different. What I'm not telling you to do, and it's actually wrong, is to just date a bunch of chicks off of Tinder or that you meet and just sleeping with them and ghosting them. Because I did a lot of that, and it honestly messed me up emotionally, and it messed up a lot of relationships because a lot of these girls wanted to have a family with me, wanted to have a relationship with me. They were attracted to me, and I messed it up. If you think you're going to get away with this and go unpunished, you think you're going to attract the same amount of girls in your early 20s compared to your mid 20s to your 30s, you're wrong. Every year you let pass by is 1 year less with your kids, 1 year less with whoever you want to love. It's 1 year less of feeling love in your life. If you've never experienced that, you got to experience it for yourself. And you got to cherish it, right? Do not believe into this bullshit that you got to start kids in your 30s. Like, if you got something really going for yourself, like you're a doctor, like you actually have a path that is legit and you're waiting later, okay, that makes sense. But if you're somebody that's like coping, that you're like, I'm gonna have kids later because you can't have kids now because you have no options, then you're a fool. Put in some effort now and, get yourself out there. Because, guys, if you start too late in your mid-20s, because I know a lot of you guys are on the internet too much, like I was early in the day, you're not leveling up your XP with people. You got to have the people skills, right? Like, I haven't been dating the last year, like, seriously, but because I still have the people skills from the time I was promiscuous, it's not too bad, and I know how to, like, filter out the woman that I want. But if you've never actually dated and you've never had something at least serious to the point where, like, you've been together for months at a time, where somebody's habits a little bit, experience some love, well, guys, you're gonna fall for the first chick and you're gonna be like, this is my wife, and you're gonna be a simp and get trapped. No, actively date now. Intentionally look for your wife. If you're gonna date, guys, don't date to just smash. You're gonna waste your time. You're not gonna get anywhere. It's like going to the gym and just doing random ass workouts. At the start, you might get a little bit of something, but you're not gonna keep progressing because you're not doing it with intention. You gotta focus on what you're training for: power, speed, strength. When it comes to dating, once you've been with a couple girls after 3, right? Once you've dated at least 2 girls, if you keep doing that same strategy of smashing, ghosting them, you're not really getting anything more for you. You're not getting more experience. You're just becoming a better degenerate human being, ruining other people's emotional connection, right? If it didn't work out with the first few, okay, change your strategy, date with intention. And I want to say this because if you're into this whole looks maxing thing and you're still a degenerate piece of garbage, you're going to end up with a similar experience like me, where I had so many options at some point. Even though I'm recessed, sleep apnea, I still had options because I was, not a total piece of garbage at the time, and I really took care of myself. But if you keep going down this degenerate habit, it's going to affect your looks, it's going to affect your health, and then before you know it, the girls that could have been your wife, the girls that could have had your kids, they've all been snatched up by the competition. And now, this is what you young fools don't think about. You think all the girls that are like your age, 19, 20, 22, a lot of the time, only a few of your peers have had kids or married. But by the time you go from 22 to 24 and 25, something in everybody's minds, like instinctual biological clock, clicks in, and everyone starts getting married and having kids. If you're on Snapchat at 20, 21, everyone's just posting pictures of like getting turned up or like going to these new places, showing off where they're going. By the time you're 24, 25, everybody's Snapchat or Instagram is them posting pictures with their couple or with their wife or their kids. Imagine that's you with no kids. You want to be that. Don't do the same mistake that I did, where I ruined so many good potential relationships. If you got a good girl now, aim with intention. That does not mean to get married to this chick if you got a girlfriend. I'm saying refocus, prioritize what this relationship is. Is this just a girl you just want to friends with benefits? Or do you actually want wife and kids? If you want wife and kids, you're going to realize what you actually need. And you're going to realize if that girlfriend is the one or not. If it's not the one, okay, break up with that chick and move on to the next one. You got to date with intention, guys. The older you get, to realize all this vain stuff on the internet, all this garbage, red pill, coaching, it's a bunch of bullshit. Just be a good human being, have some decent hygiene, take care of yourself, and don't be a piece of crap, and you're gonna have a lot of options, guys. Literally, just hold yourself accountable for a lot of things. When I did not hold myself accountable, I had zero options. When I held myself accountable, like I did my skincare, I was very lean, very fit, going to school, doing my business, like just doing a lot of things, I had so many options. But when I decided to be a piece of garbage, degenerate bum, focus on the wrong things, all of a sudden, human instinct knows, do not go with this individual. It's not a good match for me. So that's why I say age 25, and I say age 25 because I started eating raw meat around this age. But 2 years ago, if you asked me at 23 when I was in college, I would have been like, you know what? I'll wait till I'm 30 to start a family. But then when I hit like 25, I realized I am just as close to 30 as I am to 20. And knowing how fast 20 to 25 goes, I gotta lock in now to start my dream family, guys. This is coming from the perspective where I want to have at least 8 kids, make them all healthy, all well developed, so I can have a family empire. And because I'm naturally high testosterone in a way, believe it or not, like I'm very sexually active person when I engage in it. Because I know what type of person I am, I would want to have a wife that is naturally inclined to reproduce a lot and wants to be a mom to a lot of kids, right? So that's what's my future. That's what I envision for me. If you're somebody who wants to just have one kid,